Good evening, this is News Mongolia. I'm Satlangkort in the MNB World studio. For our top stories, U.S. Deputy Secretary of State concluded her visit to Mongolia. Mongolian students win top prizes at the International Math Olympiad. For other news, stay tuned. The Ministry of Health reported that 1,249 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed nationwide in the past 24 hours. The total number of coronavirus cases in Mongolia is now 157,974.
As of today, 1,249 new cases were confirmed nationwide, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases in Mongolia to 157,974. Within the past 24 hours, 2,014 more patients have recovered. Unfortunately, 8 more patients died due to COVID-19 complications. Out of today's cases, 504 cases were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar and 745 were confirmed in the provinces. As of today, 10,657 COVID-19 patients are being treated at hospitals. Out of them, 166 are in critical condition. Additionally, 11,706 people with mild symptoms are being treated at home.
On Saturday, July 24th, U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman paid an official visit to Mongolia. During her visit, she was received by Speaker of Parliament Zandan and held bilateral talks with Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Mongolian. During a meeting at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the two sides discussed reinforcing the Mongolia-U.S. strategic partnership and the shared values of democracy and defending human rights, including freedom of religion and respect for different cultural identities and practices. Deputy Secretary Sherman noted that the U.S. will assist Mongolia in strengthening its local economy and creating new jobs during the pandemic.
The United States is very proud to be Mongolia's strategic partner and democratic third neighbor. Our countries are bound together by our shared values, our strong commitment to democracy and the rule of law, to free enterprise and entrepreneurship, and to protecting individual rights and freedoms. I'm looking forward to talking with you about how the United States and Mongolia can deepen our strategic partnership, especially as our two countries work to build back better from the COVID-19 pandemic. We are delighted that USAID revitalized its presence in Mongolia last year, and the United States is already expanding our programming to help create jobs and strengthen the Mongolian economy. I know we can do more together, and I look forward to our rich conversation to do just that. And so let me just say again how glad I am to be here in Mongolia. It's absolutely a gorgeous day, and thank you again for your hospitality. I look forward to continuing a strategic and very deep partnership. Thank you very much.
The bilateral meeting continued behind the closed doors with no press present. After the meeting, Deputy Minister Mongolian provided local media with some updates.
It's the most senior visit of the U.S. official since Mongolia and the USA declared strategic partnership in 2019. Today's meeting mostly covered bilateral cooperation and partnership in various sectors. As strategic partners, our relations are mostly based on political, strategic, and security cooperation. However, our country is interested in boosting cooperation in investment, trade, and the economy as well. We discussed the possibility of implementing joint projects.
During her meeting with Speaker of Parliament Zandan, partnership in trade was also on the agenda. The United States is Mongolia's fifth strategic partner. In 2018, Ted Yoho and 9 other members of the U.S. House of Representatives introduced the Mongolia Third Neighbor Trade Act. If implemented, Mongolia-U.S. trade would be supported by duty-free treatment for certain imports, like cashmere and textiles. However, legislative review of the Trade Act has stalled. Deputy Secretary Sherman also met with members of the Mongolian Armed Forces and Mongolian peacekeepers who served in Afghanistan. She and her delegation also visited Chochen Lama Temple Museum and made a stop at the LGBT Center. Last year, an October visit to Mongolia by then Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was cancelled after then U.S. President Donald Trump tested positive for COVID-19. Deputy Secretary Sherman's visit is the most senior visit from a U.S. State Department official since 2016. In last 2 weeks, 6 Mongolian students attended the International Mathematical Olympiad, and each student won a medal with 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze. The Mongolian team ranked 11, which is a new record. From July 14 to 24th, the 62nd edition of International Mathematical Olympiad took place in St. Petersburg, Russia. 6 Mongolian students from different schools attended the Olympiad, and each attendee won a medal at the competition. In total, the Mongolian team won 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals. The team ranked at number 11 with their total score, surpassing strong teams such as Japan and Vietnam. The students were diligently trained under the Mongolian Math Olympiad Committee and Math Department of National University of Mongolia in last 2 years.
Our team attended the competition with a huge success. In previous years, 2 of our students gained the gold medals. This year, our team consisted of strong members and new students achieved the gold medal.
Officials say Mongolian students made a historical achievement this year. The 2022 International Mathematical Olympiad will be organized in Oslo, Norway. The construction sector is facing hard times during the pandemic. The import restrictions caused a shortage of construction materials and led to a cost increase up to 92%. It is becoming a challenge for building companies to meet their plan when construction materials are in short supply and the price has increased substantially. It causes a price increase per square meter of apartments. The latest statistics show that the price of wire armature has increased by 81%. The price of bricks has gone up by 52%, and cost of foam insulation board has surged by 92%.
We're totally dependent on foreign trade. You can say that when import stops, life stops here. Something should be done about this situation. I found out that foam insulation board factories have stopped operating because of the lack of raw materials. Currently, we can't find many other materials as well.
The pandemic situation raises the necessity of developing local producers. The building sector professionals demand that the government to take action and reduce this import-dependent situation.
There are several factors for the material cost increase. First, the price of materials has gone up on the world market. Second, materials are becoming much harder to secure. The main factors are all outside our influence. It is out of our control these days.
Some of the price increases of materials have no clear reason. Construction professionals also turn to the Authority for Fair Competition and Consumer Protection for further inspections. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Thank you for staying with us on MNB World. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
For the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, a total of 5 Mongolian referees have been included in the referee teams. They are working at 4 types of sports, which are judo, boxing, archery, and weightlifting. Among the 4 female judges, one of them is Mrs. Inktsitsik. She was included in the top 16 judo referees of the International Judo Federation for this year's Olympic Games. And Mrs. Inktsitsik became the first female Mongolian referee to participate at the Olympics. Previously, she worked as a referee for 34 judo games ran by International Judo Federation. Her life has been linked to judo sports since 1997. The other notable female referee is Mrs. Sarod. She is a lawyer. She started practicing archery in 2007. From 2009, she started working as a referee. For this year's Olympics, she was included in the team of archery referees. Team Zeus, which took 4th place at the PUBG Mobile World Invitational Eastern Region Championship, donated 434 million Tugriks to UNICEF. Team Zeus Esports from Mongolia took 4th place in the PUBG Mobile World Invitational, which ended yesterday. Our team, which competed with the top 16 teams in the final, is eligible to donate $155,000 or 434 million Tugriks raised from donors to UNICEF, an international organization providing humanitarian and developmental assistance to children in accordance with their competition rules. Instead, they received the main prize fund of the competition, which is $50,000 or 142 million Tugriks. Valdos the Mulder from Thailand won 1st place for donating $442,500 to the International Medical Corps. Russian Natus Vinciers came in 2nd, while Dick Xavier from Vietnam came in 3rd. Mongolia's state-honored sportswoman Orn Tsutsik fought with Portuguese athlete Catarina Costa for the bronze medal in the 48kg judo weight category and won by the ippon rate. Thus, the champion of the World and Asian Championships in judo, Mukhbat Orn Tsutsik, at the age of 31, won the bronze medal of the Olympic Games and brought home the first medal of Mongolia from the 32nd Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. Mongolia began its history of the Olympic Games with the 1964 Tokyo Olympics and has since won 2 gold, 10 silver, and 15 bronze medals for a total of 27 medals.
Here is the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.